Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, August 13th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right here will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, ATNF, and wow, what a monster move today. Very, very big volume, obviously great price movement. So you got to think a lot of people will be watching this one headed into Wednesday. So let's get some levels here mapped out here from a technical standpoint. So the first area, and what we have here that I'm seeing at least, is this pullback that is occurring. And yeah, it's a pullback, but from a big picture standpoint, from where it started off the day right here with the gap up, still way, way, way above it. So yes, this pullback here can be rough, but again, assuming that you care about more so the bigger picture standpoint, price is still well above where it all started. And then as far as the bottom part of this pattern is concerned, we have that lower trend line right there. Let's change that to support. And then just to make the pattern easier to see, let's keep it the same color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the nice upwards move right here. And then for you golfers out there, try to make it more visual, put the golf hole down here, and this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because it's a bullish pattern does not mean for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price eventually curls back up and can get a break up through that level, that break could create additional buying pressure? Absolutely. So again, is that guaranteed to happen? Absolutely not. Is it valid to throw out there as a question, as a potential possibility? Absolutely. So if you like bull pennant patterns, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, TLRY, same general idea of what I just talked about from a pattern standpoint. So let's get this drawn into play. So I'm going to go through this a little quicker. I want to respect your time as much as possible. There we go. And then, so there's our area of resistance. There is our area of support. And then just to make sure you can see the pattern. So we have our resistance, we have our support, you have the nice upwards move right there, have the golf hole down here, and we are looking at another bull pennant pattern. I'd say the biggest difference here is this one just happens to be right down in the world of penny stocks. So if you like bull pennant patterns but prefer to stick with penny stocks, then TLRY seems to fit that bill for you, so keep an eye on it. Next one here, BMNR, another crazy mover and another pattern that we've just talked about. So I'm going to go through this quicker. But the big difference here is this is now a multi-day pattern. The past couple, it was mainly just, the daily pattern. But looking here, we are seeing definitely at least the way I'm drawing it, a multi-day pattern here. So that would be not only the price range, it is a little bit more expensive, but just from, like I said, the pattern construction standpoint, this is now taking in multiple days. So we have a resistance, we have our support, we have the big upwards move right there, the golf hole down here. So we're looking at a multi-day bull pennant pattern. Again, another big difference would just be, the price range of it. But this is a very, very fast mover. So for someone that likes fast movers, you like bull pennant patterns, then this one definitely checks several different of the boxes for you. Next one here is XFOR, and not a lot to talk about here other than the fact that this thing has been going absolutely crazy. In fact, as I speak right now, it's currently halted because it's gotten so crazy. So it will eventually, continue to trade. But at the end of the day, as traders, looking for a couple main ingredients. Ingredients number one, got to have good solid volume. And looking down here, you can see well above average volume on the day. And then you also want to have movement. It's hard to make money as a trader, even if there's a bunch of volume, but not really any movement. And here I state the obvious to show that, yes, this thing is definitely going very, very well. So other than that, it's more so just kind of waiting to see what happens. So for example, maybe there is some sort of pullback that occurs next, tomorrow. And then at that point you say, okay, well, there is a pullback. And then you could say, well, there's a nice move up. And okay, there you're looking at another bull pennant or a bull flag. Lots of different patterns could, form and all that. But my point here is that as of right now, it's basically straight up. It's currently halted, but you have the ingredients there that for a lot of traders, that's what they want. That's what they need to just get onto a watch list. I want big volume and I want big movement, and that one definitely fits both those categories. So yes, as of right now, are there any blatant patterns or blatant anything? Not really, but yes, what's blatant is big volume, big price movement, and it is down around this, below the $5 mark. So if you like those sorts of circumstances, then certainly keep an eye on it. Next one here, BBAI, just a pretty crazy looking chart. To build the context real quick, yes, I know you are aware of this, but there was this big gap down this morning. But then you just stop and think about, okay, the price essentially opened up here. So that was the open on the day, went slightly lower, and then from there, not a single, let me say that again, not a single red candle, not one red candle, all green, slow and steady bounce all day long. I can't remember the last time I've seen a chart where there was not a single red candle. Pretty crazy. Now, yes, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of kind of recovering where it was up in this area of the chart. But you got to give credit's due. If it is going to recover, this is a good way to start, just not even have any red candles. Now, I highly doubt that this can continue. But as of right now, kind of going back to what we just talked about, a lot of people, just for their watch list, they just want to see those kind of crazy situations. And this, I would argue, very crazy situation. Again, great volume, nice movement, but not a single red candle. That is pretty wild. So in and of itself, I would say that's reason enough to at least keep an eye on it. But yeah, wild looking chart. In fact, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a chart that doesn't have a single red candle the entire day. But I don't know if that's a first, but yeah, very rare situation. Real quick, want to take a break and help you overcome a very common issue out there. So if you have this issue, the issue being, I'd like to be a day trader, and I'm defining day trader as having unlimited day trades every single day. So I'd like to be a day trader, but the pattern day trader rule has me constricted, which is just one of the great annoyances of it. Well, there is a solution where you can have unlimited day trades every single day if you want to do what I've been doing now for the past several months. So check out the link there, or if you're still a little skeptical on things, then come check out the live stream. I live stream every day starting at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I go for a few hours. So if you want, come see what I'm doing, because it's exactly what I do. I put my money where my mouth is, and if you want to see it in action, if you want to ask me any sort of questions or anything like that, then by all means, swing by the live stream and let me know. Or of course, you can always ask me questions down in the comment section. But yes, if you're sick and tired of the pattern day trading rule, if you want a market that moves very quickly, then definitely check out the link. Next one here, ticker symbol OPEN. Now, overall, the chart is doing just fine, and I make that comment because I do realize there is potential angle out there where if you're a day trader, flipper, scalper, maybe you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 7 seconds. Well, if that was the standpoint, then yes, the chart's looking rough for you. But assuming you're not some sort of day trader or scalper and care about the bigger picture, sure, the price pulled back from those highs, but within the grand scheme of things, everything is just fine. And for me, and what I drew in place in yesterday's video, was that trend line right there. And as I said then, and I'll repeat, as long as the price stays above that line, as the line itself increases, well then by definition, the price is building higher bases. And higher bases is how uptrends are constructed, and assuming you're long and care about the bigger picture, then that's what you want. You just want to see higher bases being built over time, because that's, again, what an uptrend is. And given the price is still above that green line, plenty of opportunity to still ultimately build a higher base. In terms of levels of resistance, key area to watch if this does try to curl back upwards, I think more so right here around the 258 mark. And if the price can come up here and get a high volume break of 258, again, no guarantees, but high volume break of 258, I think it makes it very possible to potentially, retest that high, if not even go higher than that. But all in all, open remains in an overall uptrend. Next one, PRPH, and I like this because I think there's a couple of very well-defined levels. And that first area from a resistance standpoint is just where the sellers seem to be hanging out, and where if there is going to be any sort of attempted curl back upwards, looks like 0.386 is going to be that main dynamic that you'll want to keep a close eye on. You can see right there, price got rejected by it, and then several times right there this afternoon rejected by it. So again, no guarantees, but if the price were to kind of consolidate more, come up here and get the break. Like I said, no guarantees, but is it valid? Is it plausible to throw out the suggestion that maybe, just maybe, a break through that level right there could create additional buying pressure? I think that is a valid scenario. And then in terms of areas of support, definitely want to see the price stay above that purple line there. If the price were to come down here and break below that, at that point, you start to have the price having gone back to where it was. And not to insult your intelligence, but price movements that make great moves and all of a sudden go back to where they started, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. Again, I'm not saying that's what's going to occur, but that is why in my mind that purple line there, 50 period moving average, right now valued at 0.325, is an important area. Next one here is NIO, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that have watched past videos, because it's been a long time since I've done this one, but last time I did it, I drew in this line down here at 448 as a key level of support, and it wasn't exact today, but once again, the power of charts, and overall the chart is hanging in, let me extend this out, at a very, very important level. Going through the history of things, you can see this 448 mark ultimately held as support. Right here had some congestion, held as support right there earlier today. And then as of right now, is still continuing to hold as support. So as I zoom back in, just realize that that's the overall level. And 448 from, like I said, that bigger picture multi-week standpoint is certainly going to be an important level, because if the price breaks below there and then starts to get even more separation, as you were just seeing, that would be putting the price down at lows that have not been seen for a very, very long time. In regards to areas of resistance, I would say a key level to watch if there is going to be any sort of attempted bounce back upwards, right around that area right there as a key initial level. And then for more of an overarching level, you want to keep an eye on the moving averages right there. But one step at a time, let's just first see if the price can maintain around 448 and then get a break of that level. Then you can start to focus more so on the moving averages. So yeah, rough day today, but good to see the price at least maintaining around that 448 mark. Next one here, NVDA, wild day. Opening 30 minutes, this thing got rough. Just like yesterday, really, the opening 30 minutes was crazy. Came down here, recovered all the way back up. Same thing here, came down here and then essentially recovered all the way back up. But overall, it's still hanging out and it's still trying to do battle and get up above that 183.90 mark. So nothing new there to report. That's still going to be the key level of resistance to watch very closely. And then in terms of levels of support, yeah, you want to continue to see that purple line hold, which ultimately it did do a good job of. Fell down below it, but then when it reclaimed it right there, did a good job of holding above it there and there. So continue to watch that. But again, even if the price were to fall below that purple line, not the end of the world, because from the bigger standpoint, you still have all sorts of distance up above the pink line right here, that 200 period moving average at 177.50. So really, in my opinion, there really should be very little bearish talk unless the price comes down to that pink line and starts to break down and separate to the downside of it. But until then, I would just chalk things up as pullbacks and so on. So overall, though, crazy start for NVIDIA, but it closed up with a nice curl back upward. So we'll see if maybe Thursday is the day where it can finally get some breaks above 183.90 and then stay above it. Next one here, TSLA, and I think, I'm trying to eyeball it, but I can't quite tell. Is the price? No, it's not. Okay. I wasn't quite sure if the price had actually broken above this trend line or not, but what you can see is that this, where the price closed, the price is now very close to this trend line, which brings about a very valid question. Is this getting ready to potentially make some sort of push up through here? And that push, as I've said, is not guaranteed, but it's certainly valid to think that, okay, a break right there could indeed create more buying pressure, more momentum, maybe get some shorts to cover, and then you get some of that self-fulfilling prophecy type movement to the upside. But moral of the story, from the resistance side of things, I would keep a close eye on that trend line, and the price, like I said, is very, very close to it. As far as levels of support are concerned, no need to overcomplicate it like NVIDIA. Just continue to watch that purple line right there. Although Tesla's done a good job of not even, dropping below it or testing it, it's still nicely up above it. Current value of that right there at 333.20. And then, yes, from the big standpoint, just watch that pink line there. So even if Tesla were to get rejected from the trend line, were to come down here and break below the purple line, does that still mean that the chart is epically destroyed? I would say absolutely not. But again, if the price were to come down here and start to break below the pink line, that's where the conversation begins to change. But as of right now, price is not anywhere close to that pink line. So all in all, the price is knocking on the door of this resistance area. Can it get the breakout? And does that lead to more upside momentum? Grab your popcorn for Wednesday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you are suffering and annoyed by, and if that pattern day trader rule is complicating your life and you want to have unlimited day trades every single day, be able to trade a market that moves very smoothly, that's open 23 hours a day, 6 days a week, then certainly check out the link that you see at the top of the screen or right here, because this is what I've been doing. And if you are a penny stock trader or a small cap trader, and I'm assuming you are if you're watching this, and you like that movement, you like that volatility, then you will absolutely love this market. But again, there's no pattern day trading rule attached to it. So again, I understand all this can sound a little bit of, but that's why I say, I'm inviting you. Come see it with your own eyes. Come check out the live stream, ask me questions, and I'd be happy to answer anything that you may have. So thanks for watching. As always, if you appreciate these videos, hit that like button. Take care and have a good one.